Hello, welcome back. So today is Faith Like a Child. So, do you remember when you were a kid and someone told you that if you swallowed a watermelon seed, that you would have watermelons growing in your belly? Or I think one time someone told my brother if he drank coffee that it would slow down his fastball. You don't really tell somebody that's serious about baseball. And then I think, you know, that you've heard them say if you cross your eyes, it's gonna freeze like that, or if you step on a crack, you'll break your mama's back. I still don't step on cracks. I am not being held responsible for that one. Mm-mm. So what is faith like a child? In Matthew 18, verses 1 through 6, it says, "At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoso therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it would be better for him that a millstone were hanged around his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea." So a child just believes with their whole heart. You know, I remember as a kid, I believed what my parents told me. I believe everything they said, you know, especially when it came to getting in trouble. If my mama said, if you don't stop that, you're going to get a whipping, I fully believed that I was going to get a whipping if I didn't straighten up. Or if my dad told me, if you don't make up your bed before school this morning, you're going to be grounded for life. True story. I didn't take any chances. I believed everything that he said. I fully believed that I would be grounded for life if I didn't get that bed made. You know, so as kids just believe. They freely believe. And they take people at their word. Then in Luke 18:15 through 17, it says, "And they brought unto him also infants, that he would touch them. But when the disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Jesus called them unto him, and said, Suffer the little children to come unto me, and forbid them not. For of such is the kingdom of God. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall receive the kingdom of God as a little child shall in no ways enter therein." You know, the note on verse 17 says, "As a little child with total dependence, full trust, frank openness, and complete sincerity." So a child has complete and total trust and dependence on their parents, their grandparents, whoever it is that is caring for them. They completely trust that they're going to be taken care of, that they're going to be fed, that they're going to be loved, that they're going to be cared for, that they're going to have a safe place to sleep, they're going to have clothes. They fully depend on that person or those people to take care of them, of their every need. And they don't even have to worry about it. They don't have to think about, you know, am I going to have clothes to wear tomorrow? Am I going to have food to, you know, eat tomorrow? Because they're being provided for. They also, it said, they have frank openness. They're real honest sometimes. They will just honestly tell you what they think. You know, they speak openly. You know, me and the grandkids were loading up one day to go through a drive-thru and pick up some lunch. And I was just wearing some leggings and my favorite sweatshirt. My grandson looks at me and says, "Is that what you're wearing?" Yes, that's what I'm wearing. reading this, you learn that, you know, and you think about kids, and kids just trust, and they have that complete dependence on, and they love big. I remember when my kids were younger, and people would pick or aggravate, you know, like the whole watermelon seed in the belly, you know, just silly stuff. You know, if they would pick and aggravate, my kids would always look at me, and they always knew that I would tell them the truth. Even though, you know, they were just being silly and picking, it wasn't any harm. They always knew that if they looked at me, that I was going to tell them the truth every single time. I would even do that when their dad would pick on them. They would, you know, he might pick or aggravate or whatever, and they would look at me and say, "Mom, is that true?" And, you know, I'd just shake my head, "No, that's not true." But I wanted them to know that they could fully trust what I was telling them, that Mom's going to tell them the truth, no matter what. Even if we're just being silly, Mom's going to tell them the truth. And I never wanted to break that trust. So our faith should be like the faith of a child, fully trusting, fully dependent, openly and honestly, and complete sincerity in our faith. That's how our faith should be, in God should be. That's what our faith should look like. The honest and sincere faith of a child. Plain and simple. I mean, it sounds plain and simple, but sometimes we just make it a lot harder than it should be. But the faith of a child, that innocence and that total dependence, that total trust, that's how our faith should look. So I hope that you have enjoyed this, and I know I have, thinking about my kids and the grandkids. So I hope you have a good rest of the week, and until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.